which will be doubling up, you would imagine. Although with Arturo Vidal, they will all take a chance in the attack. And Philippe Coutinho and Ousmane Dembele, who have been competing for playing time, will share the starting lineup today.
Yep, and both starting to really find a good run of form of late. Coutinho always flashes hot and cold a lot of times, but when he's good, as we saw in wonderful stages in the last Liga game, he can be, well, he's world class, but had his teething troubles.
By the way, the official color for Levante is Volt. I didn't even know that was a color. Barcelona has used that a couple of times as well in the past. That neon green. Back to Silesen. Kiko Casilla making that move with Bielsa to Leeds. Looking for Dembele, but stolen away by Robert.
Well, the Deportivo La Coruña loanee, Robert, as you said, Phil, robs Dembele of a wonderful chance there. Super fast.
Ball skips away. Murillo wasn't quite ready. 3-0 win against Eibar on the weekend for Barcelona, while Levante a hard-fought defeat at Atletico Madrid by the barest of margins. 12th in the table.
And Suarez, of course, capitalizing on two wonderful goals with Coutinho heavily involved. Look out.
Dembele taking the gift from Moses. Ball whipped across, and Coutinho's shot blocked.
Wonderful. With a little jink to the right, that's what he's all about. And so often in football, the defenders know what he's going to do, but stopping it is a different element. And again, Robert comes to the rescue. So it's a good time to rotate, but it is a big miss. He has been playing scalpel sharp, as you say, Phil.
And trying to avoid the scalpel, at least till the off-season. Did you ever play with injections?
Never played with pain.
Does that mean you were never hurt? 8 minutes in. It's been an interesting fifth round, to say the least. Valencia fighting back for the victory against Sporting Gijón. What a thriller at the Wanda yesterday as Dembele brings it down.
Great ball by Langley.
Sweeps it across to his left foot. And again, they say he's one-footed. They're just not sure which foot it is.
It's a good ball.
Swept across by Alba, but he couldn't catch it clean.
Well, training in the working week with Lionel Messi will do that to you. Dembele pulls out a Messi-esque pass. It's beautifully arrowed in. Lovely rainbow pass. And Alba, a good run.
Back to Sillison.
A multitude of good performances from that first leg, wasn't there, Phil? Aitor in between the sticks had a wonderful game. The back four was tremendous. Koke, Kabako and Postigo. Look out.
Chance in the center.
He's fast.
Working his way through his Boateng.
Could have led himself a little further there.
Had a hat-trick in the finale last season to knock off Barcelona. Only defeat they had all of last year, and it was against Levante.
And if he had been just pushing this one a little further, he might have been on to get on the end of that. That Coutinho penalty against Levante in that first round is not exactly a lifeline, but it certainly eased the problems. And if Levante can strike before Barcelona does, they'll really put the cat amongst the pigeons.
But because of that penalty, it would mean a 1-0 victory at home for Barcelona would be good enough to advance to the quarters. Trying to get a little too tricky. Coutinho, Koke. 1-0 victory at home. Messi it is over on that left-hand side. Coutinho up in front. Messi again caught flat-footed and stripped by Persic. One-touch Messi. Coutinho putting his foot to the pedal.
Got options here.
Has Arthur out wide. Tries to sweep it near side for Dembele. And coming back from an offside position. Barcelona with a few players in the stands not quite ready for action. They have had more than their share of injuries. They were hoping Samuel Umtiti might be ready to come back for training for a while, but they're saying he probably won't be ready for game action until April. Levante missing a few players of their own. Samu Sanchez, Luna, Chema.
Oh, lovely turn from Nelsinho Semedo.
Semedo.
Good player.
Vidal.
Switches on.
Messi in the middle. Fakes the shot. Man. Tries to sneak it through. Koke was ready.
Well, very uncharacteristic possession from Lionel every time he's had the ball. Against Eibar, he wasn't as silky smooth as we always are accustomed to seeing as well, but the opening 11 minutes here, there's been some possessions for Leo. It doesn't even look as if it's the same player. He's usually immaculate.
Was a bit off on the weekend, but still got his historic 400th goal.
Oh, and played a big part in the goals, no question. But just again, he doesn't set the bar, he is the bar.
Glancing header. In the center is Bardi, who, by the way, is right up there in the danger zone when it comes to free kicks.
That's good play from Murillo there. Wonderfully cool. Tricky situation there. He was on a bit of a thin ledge and was audacious with his possession.
Poked away by Bardi, but right to his counterpart, Messi. Too far for Coutinho. Alba will get there. Postigo intercepts. Cavaco, I don't want to say getting away with, but ruled to not have fouled.
Oh, lucky. Good cover though.
Vidal, harassed, sneaks it forward. Messi pushing towards the front line.
Nicely.
Laid off by Arthur. Messi gets tangled. Cavaco coming out, and a free kick.
Just stands his ground right in the running lane of Leo. Oh, that was vintage Leo, the first touch, and led to this. There's a little bit of a reach in. Tries to get away with a bit of cleverness, knowing that Messi will bamboozle you.
Be asking a lot from here, but then again Messi's delivered a lot, as you can see. A good 30 yards out as the Camp Nou holds its collective breath. Whips it around the near post, but over comes Aitor to the rescue.
Wow, stinger. And again, football's equivalent of a bird of paradise. Lights this one up. And that's a tremendous kangaroo on a springboard save by Aitor. Knows which way it's going to go, but to get there in the blink of a bee's eye, it takes some doing.
Near post 6,
nice
flicked
touch.
On. Fernandez brought over from Numancia and a big part of Levante's resurrection.
Reminiscent of the Espanyol free kick.
Dembele back for Semedo. Messi slaloms back to his left, freezes the defender. Campagna recovers though, and it skips away from Alba uncharacteristically. Messi again. Coutinho.
Good free kick. Nice start, that one by Arthur.
In the middle is Messi, but he doesn't need him. Takes the shot. Coutinho, and it's just high.
Smart play by Arthur. Gets the ball down and plays a simple 2-yard pass to Coutinho. Flamethrowers this one. Gets a little bit of a hop, actually, right when he's making the strike. Just raises off of the ground, and Boateng waits in the long grass. Doesn't play on a regular basis for this Levante side. Seemingly keep him for when the big boys come to town. A danger though.
Under pressure, Cillessen just gets it away. Might have been run into a bit, but seems to be okay.
picking his spots personally, Phil, when he's needed. And he hasn't played too much, so he will grow into it. A good defender, and he's a good runner off of the ball. And I think over time, he'll be a real important player for Barcelona. I remember Eric Abidal was a similar type of player that nobody lauded for his attacking prowesses except when he picked his spots.
Lilian Thuram, another player that would be similar, but Ray, you've pointed to the arrival of Dani Alves being just as important to this Barcelona squad. Maybe that final piece of the puzzle, and they've still been looking to replace him. Whacked forward, long lay, safely into touch.
Again, the balance. We got Jordi Alba, who's emerged on that far side as a similar player to the great Dani Alves, and it's a balance. You cannot have that. I think with Semedo as well, he's certainly more than capable. He just does it in a different way.
Getting set to put this one on. Girona, Valencia, Sevilla, Betis, Getafe, Real Madrid all waiting.
It's a wonderful position here for Levante to attack. And delivery is everything, but look at this space. Oh, the big boys to attack, and see what they've got. It's a good ball.
Across, and it will sail to the near side. They're going to say off a deflection.
Well, first 20 minutes showing unquestionably that his team has certainly come with the bit between their teeth. And Simon's men defending well so far. A bottle of champagne being shaken by Barcelona, but hasn't popped. And for Messi, looks as if he's got his footballing boots on the right feet now after a strange 10 minutes opening.
Again for the young Frenchman. Shields Robert well, but can't control the ball. There is another game going on in the Copa del Rey. You can check that out on beIN Sports Connect, as it's a duel between Villarreal and Espanyol heading to the wire. And at the moment, it would be Levante moving in to the next round. A little bump from Boateng, enough. Barcelona, the four-time defending champions of this tournament. You can see Levante trying to kill the clock every moment they get. Ball threaded forward. Messi. Three defenders around him. Here's Vidal. Back for Messi. Spots the open Vidal. Screaming for it in the center is Alba. Rakitic in the Busquets role. Behind Alba. Flying in Bardi. Cleats high.
Magic.
Messi. Almost. Looks like Bardi may be hurt just a touch as the ball rattles around again. Back heel try from Campagna, stolen, then tackled away. Semedo making the run. Nice by Simon.
Yeah, well read. A wonderful run from Semedo. A run dictating the pass and provided by Dembele.
Ray talked about Barca being the 4-time champs, looking for 5.
Ball.
Here's Vidal in the middle, tees it up, drives it low, but Aitor Fernandez gets down.
Typical run into the box by Lionel as well. As the follow through, just gets maybe a cleat on the top of the foot, but Messi was hoping that the Mohawk man would be able to spot him. A great run by Lionel.
Looks like Vidal also maybe still recovering from that clash a few moments ago.
Yeah, that's not going to back out either, as Enis Bardi. Macedonia, wonderful.
Dembele on his left, deflected by Robert.
Very delicate, intricate touches from Arta. I think he's dripping honey on with every touch, evading all the tackles.
Messi bumped off by Postigo.
Well won back from Philippe. Good ball.
Starting to tighten the noose, in for Messi, low, and it scrapes wide of the back post.
Again, stupefying hit this. Arta pings this one in, and that's a save. Wonderful save by Aitor Fernandez.
Wouldn't put past Messi, looking for the nutmeg here, across the header, up and over by Murillo.
Locks his focus on this one. Beautiful ball for the Colombian to feast on. And, well, it's a great effort. And so was this. It actually goes through the legs of Aitor Fernandez.
I think he
realizes he got a little fortunate there, Fernandez, but hey, credit to him. He closed his wickets as soon as the ball was being blistered at him, and he knew that his stance was going to be victimized by the brilliant vision and touch of Messi. Nice exchange between Leo and Aitor there.
And you might say, as some would, with all of the battles that Barcelona is competing in, that maybe losing in the Copa del Rey might be a benefit, help them shore up the league, help them shore their European battle. But they're on the verge of making history, Ray. Mentioned 4 titles in a row. No team has ever won 5 cups in a row. Athletic Bilbao in the 30s, and then way back in the 1900s, Madrid, before they were royal, won 4 in a row. Barca with a chance for 5. And they might get it here.
Needs help.
Coutinho waits, delivers. Messi through, leaving it Alba, so no offside. Back to the middle, headed down Vidal, and it bounces over.
Wonderful play again from Barcelona. Tic-tac-toe all over the place. Just threading his way through. So much good football. Coutinho beautifully involved. Messi had found Coutinho. He gets it back and then tries to put it on a golden altar for Arturo Vidal, but his bouncing header is just a little bit too down. Instead of trying to arrow that into the back of the net, it would have been a beautiful goal, Ernie.
Barcelona and Dembele eluding the tackles. But good cover by Campagna.
Well, after that scintillating little run there by Dembele, the 2-yard pass defeats him. Tiptoes through the tulips and all the flashing blades, and then when the final touch and pass comes to be required, it's just cut out.
82% possession, 6-0 in shots. But again, Levante doesn't need to win. Here's Borja, the ex-Madridista, sending it across just too far for Koke.
Not too far away. Good opportunity here, and they play the right ball, the brave pass. Here's the hocus pocus from the French World Cup winner.
Percic. Koke. Then back, Cavaco. Threaded forward for Borja Mayoral. Sneaks it in for Boateng, but he could not find the handle. Good run, Dembele. He holds it back onside, around Fernandez, who got the touch but can't deny Dembele. He pulls out a royal flush, and it's 2-0.
Messi magic again, though, to set him up. There's so many holes to cover. And Dembele skips the late fantastic around Aitor Fernandez. And we'll see how this goes into the funny house of mirrors at the end, but he gets it done. The goalkeeper's had 2 touches before it's hit the back of the net. Messi hesitates, takes 100 frame-freeze pictures in that cerebral camera of his, and then gets it, and then the flailing legs of Aitor Fernandez puts it in. Looked as if it was going to be a simple shot home, but Aitor gets to it. And again, there's a slice of luck here.
Now there's spin on that ball that might have kicked it in at the back post. Cavaco might have gotten it, but I have a feeling this one is probably going to go down as an own goal. But as you said, Messi and Dembele, and that's got to be concerning, not just in the Copa, but in La Liga, if those two connect. Messi decked. Postigo has seen enough. Yellow card to the defender.
It's amazing when you see that replay, and in live time I thought Leo was going to play it 2-3 steps earlier than he did, and he probably recognized that there was more of a question, and it might have been just a question, that he would have been offside had he played that one in for Dembele. Dembele would have been offside perhaps, but Leo, that maestro, just holds, hesitates and delivers it. The most exquisite moment that set up Dembele.
Well, from a Levante perspective, that second goal doesn't really change that much. It would just mean extra time and maybe penalties should they score, but they do need to score. And just like that, Barcelona with 2 on the board before you can blink. Wide for Silesen, outside his goal mouth. Forward for Mayoral. Semedo challenging, still in play. Up steps Percic. Bardi wide. Back for the Bosnian. Launches across. 2 players there, but Silesen intercepts.
Way too much space for Barcelona in this game, and just lately they're starting to be capitalising on it as Levante go all the wobbly.
Cut out in the middle as Koke covered.
Just unable to cover, and it's a big task for Koke and Simon on those flanks to drop back in and make that 5-man back line. And Percic, who was so good in the first leg, hasn't been able to keep reins on any of the midfielders either. He's had company. Bardi alongside. And so often trying to contain Barcelona, it's like glass marbles on the table. Very, very difficult, and he's got to be very happy with his starting lineup and all the players replaying the confidence.
And again, Ray, you talked about it. Starting lineup in the last game, especially out on the flanks, had Miranda wide left and Sergio Roberto wide right, and Levante went to school. But today with Alba and Semedo, class closed. Here's Simon trying to cut in. Vidal gets there first.
Wonderful challenge.
Throwing his body back, Robert. Trying to cut in. Now again, Levante might say it's all for naught. A challenge to the Federation for playing Chumi in the first leg. Well, the Barcelona says a revision of the rules last year means it was okay. Whipped down low. Sillison gets his jersey dirty just in case.
There's another look at it. He sees a wonderful hesitation there, and then just a touch by, and as you said, Phil, takes a cruel touch.
And again, at the moment, they're still crediting that to Dembele because it looked like the spin might keep it in, but regardless, Aitor Fernandez with a touch on both, but could not keep them out. Let's talk about Dembele a little bit, Ray. The goals were coming earlier in the season, but there were plenty of reasons for concern. It seems like those reasons have disappeared over the last few weeks.
I wouldn't be altogether certain that they've disappeared, but it's certainly, he's settling in, he's getting much more comfortable and adjusted, and Coutinho seems to have taken a little bit of a leaf out that same book, but unquestionably, look out.
Well, touched back, good step
nicely
up. Koke to the goal line, tries to sneak it back. Second effort, but Rakitic gets there. Bardi bumped off by Coutinho. Quickly to Messi. And you see the respect for Dembele on this near side. Campagna.
That's well played by Semedo. That's beautiful defending, reading.
Oh. And now a burst of speed from Semedo as the spin keeps it in. Coutinho on that back post if they can find him. Arthur, Coutinho. Back to the ex-Gremio man. Dembele in the middle looking for Messi. Beats the defense. Can't beat Fernandez. Rebound shot and Aitor down quickly.
Well, again, Leo looking up at heaven, cursing his luck, but it's just a poor finish this time by Leo. We saw him against Eibar with a similar situation with the goalkeeper to beat, and more often than not, he's audacious with his finish. Fabulous X-ray vision type of pass from Dembele, and half the Camp Nou is up with their arms already raised when it's Messi against the keeper one-on-one, but not quite there. Peach of a pass.
Sillison. Messi and Dembele. Nice touch, Bardi. Boateng in the middle.
Good challenge again there. Wonderful step up from Murillo.
And then pinched by Arthur from behind. Next two midweeks would be the quarterfinal round of the Copa. The week following would be the first leg of the semi-final, but then the second leg wouldn't be till the end of February. Champions League would jump into the equation, and Barca's depth would be tested, but Valverde's been using some of that depth over the last few weeks.
Yep, needed. We've got some good games coming up here on beIN Sports, and Barcelona, Valencia, and of course the Champions League, not that far away, but it gives Valverde a good opportunity to mix and match and rotate and rest, and keeping them fresh and hungry.
Semedo with a touch, but too close to Aitor. Nice. And Murillo keeps it out of danger.
And another good decision by Murillo, coming across with Langley to shut up Boateng as Semedo tried to track back, making all the right decisions. Touch.
Chance for Dembele for the hat-trick.
Wonderful touch from Coutinho. Again, in the blink of a bee's eye, he makes the right decision. Messi leads, red carpet pass, and then Coutinho pushes it on for Dembele, and he cannot get that outside of the touch with that right foot. That's what he was going for, but then lovely vision from Messi. Whether or not Coutinho meant it might be debatable, but he's Brazilian, so you've got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Well played.
Murillo again. Wide for Alba.
All the way around. Roundabout. Beautiful.
Vidal, Coutinho. Off target for Messi. Goals for Dembele mean he's scored in every competition that Barcelona has competed in this year. Little trip in the center circle, and it looks like a caution coming out against Ivan Rakitic.
Contact there, and IRL takes another step, and probably the right decision. Sparse crowd here tonight, again by their standards.
Largest stadium in Europe.
Well played.
Soft for Simon, too soft.
The touch against Semedo.
Perisic beaten to the ball by Messi. Coutinho on the left.
Got help arriving.
Against Cavaco.
Nicely.
Back to his left. Coutinho denied by Fernandez, who denies Messi on the follow-up. Vidal shot, and he calls off the defender. A hat-trick of saves by Aitor Fernandez.
Wonderful play again from Leo. Coutinho magic here on this pullback. Says, do you want to dance to the defender? And Messi tries to scoop it home again. Fish up a tree, finish by Leo.
Play on, says Sanchez.
Wonderful play from Coutinho, wasn't it? Again, flashes so much, and imagine it a football.
Boateng tripped up by Murillo, and Sanchez reaching for his pocket again.
Well, 45 minutes in, it's the first blot of his copybook here for the Colombian, and that speed again, we were warning you about by Boateng. just catches the ex-Internazionale man.
And again, one goal would not be fatal for Barca, but it would mean 30 minutes more action and testing more of their depth. Maybe the last play of this opening half. Goals for Dembele in the 30th and 31st.
So listen, better take care here. Not gamble too much for this cross with this man on the ball.
Tight angle. Cillison leaning to that near post. Awaiting the whistle from Sanchez. Bardi. Back post.
What a great ball.
Long lay. Now Vidal. Cavaco back to the middle. A heel flick. And it gets tangled with Mayoral. And that is going to do it in retreat, but Barcelona 2 steps forward. It's 2 goals for Dembele and luck favoring the hosts back in front with a half to go. Meanwhile, Levante on the other side, maybe a sign of resignation, but they have not given up. Take a look again at how the two goals developed, and more than a touch of good fortune. Messi, of course, getting his job done, but then take a look here. Cavaco flying in on one side, Postigo on the other, and it deflects up off the leg of Dembele. And Aitor Fernandez still almost keeps it out, but can't. So that was a key goal. And here, icing on the cake. Dembele does well to hold his run. Gets around Fernandez. And the shot might have been going wide, at least staying to the chance where the defenders could have had a clearance, but off the keeper and in. To this point, both goals credited to Dembele. And the ticket to the quarterfinals comes in French.
He's got a good excuse as well, Dembele. You see, you know, a little bit more rest, boss, a little bit more time in the bed, and I might have been able to be a bit sharper with the finishes. His alarm clock famously inoperative a number of times, but they're putting up with all the teething problems of burgeoning talent, Phil, and it's easy to forget he's only 21-year-old. I mean, winning a World Cup and coming in for that amount of money from Borussia Dortmund, what is that world like to live in? It's something that escapes us, and of course we think about what he has endured in his glittering career and all the pressure that comes along with it. The Coquet's men are going to have to respond, they're going to have to gamble, and they're going to have to start to push up and leave space behind, and that's where Dembele may be able to feast on even more opportunities. Been some good other performances all round. In the goal of Levante, the Frogs have had a really nice jumpy jack in Aitor Fernandez.
Second half underway. Barcelona holding on to the final ticket to the Copa del Rey quarters. Can Levante wrest it out of their hands? Phil Shane and Ray Hudson with you.
Oh,
no changes after the opening half.
Wonderful pass up the flank there by Semedo. No panic in him. Picked out that pass, I believe.
Coutinho keeping the ball in front of him, even if he is headed in the wrong direction. Rakitic cuts it close.
Good ball.
Up for Alba.
"16 attempts that Paco Lopez saw fire in at Aitor, and 10 of them were on target, so that pretty much shows you only 2 goals for it. Some strange finishing by players that you don't equate with being dull in front of goal. It could be a lot worse for Levante.
Borja Iglesias into the corner.
Haven't seen too much of Borja.
Alba de Longley, a right-footed clearance.
Well played.
Space for Arthur. Now off to Arturo.
Ooh.
Dembele clearing a path.
You wanted it.
Semedo makes the run. Back to Vidal. Almost snuck through Coque. Now Campagna. And a foul against Vidal.
There were 7 players inside of the box defending that attack by Dembele, and he was a frog's hair away from picking out Messi. on that left side of the box. Good pace, well covered again. He's having a very solid game, Semedo.
Smile on Morales' face. Would have been a bigger one if he would have been able to convert on his chances off the bench in the last meeting. But again, still just one goal for a lifeline for Levante. Simon for Boateng, trying to draw Murillo out. He does, but the ball continues to carry. This fifth round has been relatively tight. Real Madrid, the largest margin, 3-1 over Leganés, but as we saw yesterday, that was anything but easy. Espanyol with a couple of goals from Borja Iglesias, pulling away from Villarreal. Girona on away goals. Valencia, Sevilla, Betis and Getafe. And at the moment, Barcelona rounding out the final 8. Nice from Bardi, but the deflection takes it away from Iglesias. Longley to midfield, and a foul against Cavaco.
Longley is passing out of that back. Seems to improve with every passing game. A perfect pass into Coutinho's. Beautiful control and first touch. It gets clattered from the back. Front three, Phil, for Barcelona is a nice little crease to Valverde in the setup.
And sometimes with Vidal, almost a front four. Here they are again. Flag down, Coutinho in. But again, the new advice to the referee's assistants is to keep the flag down till the end of the play. And I have a feeling this one's coming back.
Clearly off as fast as Messi pulls his well-oiled trigger, and the ball beautifully dispatched into the side netting from the Brazilian. It's all for naught, and correctly so, as Suarez looks to maybe enter.
And the reason the referee's assistants are told to do that is if they raise the flag early and it wasn't offside, there's the chance of taking away a legitimate goal. But as we see here, proved correct by the video. Good work by Jose Gallego on the far flank and the Levante defense.
Sure. But again, just echoing the words that I had been speaking moments before, this front three is a nice variation on the theme for Barcelona. Three of them have played very well, all in all.
Not exactly the trident that we've been used to.
Again, totally different variation, but it's worked here tonight. It keeps working.
Coutinho. Oh, Arthur. Had Rakitic.
Yeah.
Back for Alba, though. Messi. Alba, they did it again. And just a slip, down goes Dembele, but incidental contact.
Good positioning by the referee as well, right on top of that. And no complaints.
Looking for insurance. Headed clear. Koke scrambling over. Of course, Koke, the player brought in last year. Ball into the middle. Messi across. Through the legs of one defender. Cavaco reaches out. Arthur takes it down. Oh, but can't keep the shot down.
He doesn't shoot very often, but when he does, they're usually very close. In this one, now it looks as if it's well high and wide, but I tell you what, that's just 1 or 2 degrees of separation between finding the back of the net. There's wonderful give and go from Lionel, and Jordi Alba, and there's the slip, and there's the referee, perfectly positioned. Right call.
As you mentioned earlier, Ray, I thought Fernandez, not normally the keeper for Levante. It's the ex-Barcelona netminder, Oyer Olazabal, but Aitor to the rescue again, maybe. Messi in, and he will not be denied. He found an extra gear and a third goal for Barca.
Well, it's now Senor Semedo who sets the table, polishes the cutlery, and asks Leo, do you want a feast? And he says, yeah, yeah, yeah. There's the cutlery, but look at the warp speed he's traveling on. A heavenly connection of eyes to brains to feet that we're so used to seeing. The defenders look on. It's a beautiful run and a magisterial pass here from Dembele. Leads it, and wonderful from Coutinho to Dembele. And then this touch past the keeper is exquisite. Driving past the defender, keeps his balance better than a one-legged man in a hammock. And clean with his finish this time. But Dembele and Semedo had a lot to do with that. Needle point passing on the outside, and there, cleaner than Neutrogena from the man from Argentina.
Well, what that does is eliminate the possibility of added time, and it means that only a little over a half hour remain for Levante to get 2 goals. If they can, they would have the advantage in the tiebreak, but at the moment they just need to find a way to stop Barcelona.
Well, it wouldn't be a show without punch, as we used to say it. And Messi back on the score sheet. Finally.
Got his historic 400th league goal on the weekend. And his boss, Ernesto Valverde, said he wouldn't be surprised to see that climb to 500.
He's got Pelé in his sights, that's for sure. And probably another 3 years of high quality, high octane football ahead of him. How his game will change, how his position will change, only time will tell. It's going to be wonderful watching that wonderful sunset around Leo. Oh,
maybe another one as Messi peeling Postigo away. Can't find Coutinho though. Back for Alba. Whenever Alba gets the ball, first peek is for Messi. Semedo. Arthur, not enough. By the way, Murillo on the ball there, and Rakitic both carrying cautions. Maybe the only thing that could go wrong for Barca would be a second. Messi lets it run, but it runs too far. Cavaco, the Nacional youngster, like Suarez. Back for Moses Simon. Postigo under pressure, but gets rid of it. Alba stepping up. Coutinho, Messi, Coutinho.
Hey.
Arthur from distance. Messi. Just a touch. Simon. And then tripped up in the process.
one of the best attributes of that third goal, of course, was the way Ousmane Dembele was covering for Zamiro down that right side, Phil. As if they changed positions for that split second, and it was a lovely integrated move between the two, and what tight confines, very narrow passing lanes for each other to find on the run before it found its way to Messi via Zamiro. But it was Ousmane Dembele that was the first push of the domino line